Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me for my review of Tailor Brands, which is an AI-powered platform that helps you register a business in the United States and can help you create your brand identity at the same time. If you've ever started a new company, you know that there is a lot of paperwork and stuff that you need to do to be able to operate legally. Tailor Brands is focused on helping new businesses establish a brand, from a logo to a website to business cards, but they also offer incorporation services to get your business started with all the legal requirements in place with a variety of packages that can take all the stress out of actually starting up. And unlike some of the other LLC formation companies I've reviewed, like Busy for example, they also offer their services to non-US citizens and residents as well. But like I said, another one of their focuses is on branding. So Tailor Brands is a great option for startups that need to create a brand identity for their business from scratch. Because basically all you need to get started is a name. But this review is going to be focused on their LLC registration services because that's what I wanted them for. I'll walk you through what they offer, how much they cost, and how they compare with some other companies in the space, and where their strengths and weaknesses lie. And by the end of this video, you should have all the information that you need to make a decision about whether or not they're the right service to help you incorporate your business or not. And if you decide to use Tailor Brands and want to save a bit of money, use the link that's down in the description below because you'll get a bit of a discount that's not available if you went straight to their website. So with that out of the way, let me tell you a bit about Tailor Brands and how I got to them. I discovered them when I was researching LLC formation services back about a year ago when I felt like I wanted to try a new service for starting this new business that I was trying to launch. And a little background about them. They started back in 2014 with a mission to give new businesses everything that they need to launch successfully. And after they started incorporating, they realized that a lot of the new businesses they were launching weren't taken seriously until they had business cards with the logo and other assets. So they went about creating a one-stop shop to give startups everything that they needed, not only in terms of getting the legal aspects of the business, but also in terms of marketing it all in one place. So they made an AI-powered site that's centered around a logo maker that can also help you make a website, digital business cards, and merchandise along with their registration and management services. And you can get everything either for a yearly subscription or by choosing each service as you need it. And just in case I wasn't clear, I've been involved in one way or another with starting a bunch of new businesses, so I know a lot about everything that's involved. When I was just starting out my entrepreneurial journey, I even incorporated my first one myself, but then I realized it just was not worth the hassle of doing it myself. So I've used a bunch of different services either for myself or to help out new businesses. Before Tailor Brands, I've used Zen Business, LegalZoom, and Swift Filings, so I'd say that I'm a bit of an authority on the subject. I can confidently say that in terms of the plans and pricing, Tailor Brands is structured very differently from the others because they take you through a sort of unique process to identify your needs and give you a custom built estimate tailored to you, and only then do you have the option at looking at all their inclusive yearly plans, which I think is kind of unique from all the companies that I've used before. To get their certificate of incorporation, which is like the birth certificate for your new business, you have three main choices, all of which exclude the state fees, which of course you'll have to pay in any case. Now, this service is, as I said at the beginning of the video, available to non-US residents, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But first, let's take a look at their packages for limited liability corporations, or LLCs, which is the only kind of company structure you can register here on Tailor Brands. So if you want to register an S-Corp or a nonprofit or something like that, then try using one of the other services that I've reviewed before, like LegalZoom, Zen Business, or Busy, and I left those links down in the description as well for you to watch. But in terms of what Tailor Brands does, they do it really well. The light plan is the cheapest option for LLC registration, and it'll cost you about $50 along with the state fees that of course vary from state to state. This is a once-off charge that covers basic registration with papers filed within about 14 days. And because I've used other services, I know that actual registration after you file can take weeks, so with this option, you're gonna need to be patient. The next option is their Essential Plan, which is an annual subscription of $200 plus any state fees. Here, you get expedited processing within 2 days, and they also include compliance services to make sure you meet the legal state-specific requirements of whatever state that you're registering in. They'll remind you to pay annual state fees or submit tax documents to keep you in sound legal standing. This plan also includes a standard operating agreement, which is signed by all the members of an LLC and sets out who's responsible for what and what rules govern the business, which is really good if you have partners or investors in the business. And the plan that offers the best value because it includes all the other services offered by Tailor Brands in a yearly lump sum is their Elite plan, which will cost you $250 a year. It has everything in the Essential plan, plus a business website domain for a year, up to 8 logos, a digital business card, and use of their business card design tool. You also get to use their AI-powered website builder for a year and get access to a social media post generator that's great for people who don't know all the rules for posting from a business page on Facebook or Instagram. I went for the Elite plan because it covered everything I needed to get up and running with my Facebook page. And within about a week, I had a brand identity with a logo, a website up and running, and my LLC application filed with my state. These are all technically things you can do separately or on your own. But if you want to launch your business as a complete package that looks professional with your brand well defined and ready to go, then this option is a very cost-effective way to get all of that done in one place. With all the plans, you also get the option of a free business banking account, and you can add services to create your logo or business card with monthly subscription plans that start at $4 and go up to $12. You can use their design studio to make a logo for free, but you can only download a low resolution file. For a high resolution vector image, you'll have to subscribe, but once you sign up and download your logo, it belongs to you. Now, there are some services that you can technically do yourself if you want to add some headache and hassle to your life. Or if you're like me and you value your time and headspace, you can have them do it for you for a bit extra. And some of these things are required by law. For example, if you live in the US, you'll need a business tax number if you employ anyone besides yourself. And this number is called an EIN, which you can technically get directly from the IRS. But either way, you'll need it because it's crucial to be able to file taxes legally. The other thing you need to do is to assign a registered agent who accepts all legal communication between the business and the state that it's registered in. And this is also something that technically, if you want to do it yourself, you can appoint yourself to do, but you can also have Tailor Brands deal with it for you if you want. The EIN will cost around $100 as a once-off expense, and if you want Tailor Brands to act as your registered agent, it'll cost you a little over $200 per year, which is again something you can technically do yourself, but is not something that I do anymore. I found that it's just not worth the time that it takes me, so I just pay whatever service I'm using. Like I said, you can do both yourself, but only if you're a US citizen. If you live abroad or you're not a citizen, you can register a company in America, and Tailor Brands does this for you in Delaware and Wyoming, which are 2 states that are open to international ownership and don't tax LLCs. The thing is, as a non-resident, you can't get your own EIN or act as your own registered agent, so you'll need to pay Tailor Brands to do both of these for you. And just to reiterate again, if you want to try Tailor Brands out and save a bit of money on the way, you can take advantage of the discounted link in the description down below, which if you use, you'll automatically get a discount you wouldn't be able to get if you went right to their website. So when it comes to the competition, there are a few different options, and like I mentioned, I've used a few of them before, so let's take a look at how they compare. If you want to register a company for free and only pay state fees, then check out Busy, Swift Filings, or Zen Business, who all offer a free initial registration process, but you'll need to cough up more for one of their paid plans that include their other useful services to help you manage your new business and keep it compliant according to your state's regulations. Now, I do think that Tailor Brands is ideal for anyone who's setting up a business for the first time because they take you through a step-by-step process and don't offer you a bunch of services to choose from, which can sometimes be a bit confusing. Swift Filings, for example, will file your registration for you for free within 10 days, and they register a range of company types, not just LLCs, but their packages start at $200, so they are more expensive, and they give you a lot of options that can be sometimes a bit distracting. And My Company Works, for example, is similar in pricing to Tailor Brands. They offer a basic formation package for $59, plus state fees that include same-day filing, an operating agreement, compliance alerts, and a lot of other stuff. But what they don't have that Tailor Brands does have is a logo maker and website design function, and that's where Tailor Brands stands out as the only company that gives your brand as much attention as your company. It's also much better for first-time business owners, I think, because they take you through the process step by step, and you get to think about how you'll market and position your business with that. Now, in terms of my experience using Tailor Brands, it's actually quite different from the other ones that I used before. You have to go through the whole process of registering an account and then tell them about your business before they show you how much it's going to cost. You can start with the logo design, and for that, all you need is a name and you get some basic options that produce a decent logo and brand image pretty quickly. Of course, when you come to download whatever you make, you'll need to subscribe. And I'd probably say that if you want to register a company with Tailor Brands, then it might be a good idea to get the Elite plan, which gives you everything for a year. I mean, everything you need is included and your brand will be internet ready in a few clicks. And again, remember, I am not new to the business startup process, and so I really believe that it's just worth it to get experts to do all the annoying and tedious paperwork for you. And something that's also pretty cool about them is that the entire site is powered by AI. When you start their process, you go through something that they call their guidance engine, and it essentially assesses your business needs by asking a bunch of questions before tailoring your plan specifically for you, which might be why they call it Tailor Brands, but I'm not sure about that. But after they tailor a plan for you, you hit the button that says show me more options, and then you'll see their main annual plan and what it includes. Now, in terms of my honest opinion, I could really have done without a few of the steps there. It took a little while before I got an actual price, which was a bit bothersome, but I was impressed with the end result in any case. In terms of customer service, it was mainly coming from a chatbot that really wasn't able to answer my questions so well, but they do have a thorough help section and you can email them, but even that starts with an automated reply. So you have to go through a bunch of levels before you ever get to deal with a real person. But if the automated process doesn't work for you, then just keep pushing them until you get a real representative. I did find that mildly irritating at times, and I wish I could have just seen their plans and pricing from the start, but again, I was really happy with the end result. And I did end up getting a logo, a website, and my company registered, and I also got my business tax number and a registered agent without much hassle. You need it to operate legally in the US, as I mentioned. I wanted to get my online presence and social media pages like Facebook or LinkedIn up and posting really quickly, and for that alone, Tailor Brands was really good and pretty affordable. Okay, so that just about wraps up this video, except for the big question. With all my experience with a bunch of these different services, do I recommend Tailor Brands or not? Well, the answer is that I think Tailor Brands is definitely an excellent option for anyone looking to not only start a new business, but also for people who want help with everything from brand identity to their online presence, all in one place. So for those reasons, along with their usability and their ease of use on their website, I definitely would recommend Tailor Brands. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope you found it helpful, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more honest reviews like this one. And like I mentioned before, if you wanna give Tailor Brands a try, check out the link in the description to get that discount that I mentioned before that you wouldn't be able to get if you went straight to their website. And also feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and answer them as soon as I can. And finally, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.